and welcome along and welcome back to No Man's Land. We've got a few jobs to do today to sort of clear things out before we get to the seeding next time. We need to get some rolling done on the grass that we seeded last time in order to get the maximum yield we can out of that. I want to get those trees cut, I think. We're not going to be able to do anything further really with that area today. But I would like to get them cut and at least get the area a little bit prepared. That way, if we have any seed left over from doing our sorghum planting next time, we'll be in a position where we can put the extra grass in, get it plowed and get it done. So I want to get ourselves into position for that. We also need to do our daily loading of water into the greenhouses. I want to have a look at how they're doing as well, see how we're producing so far. We've only had a day on it, but we should get a really good idea for how quickly stuff will come out of there from that. Now, given the shape of this field, I think we're going to start in this corner here. So let's unfold this, reverse up to ease its unfolding a little bit. There we go. And then drop it down. And I'm going to try and do this field without lifting this roller if I can. Because you wouldn't really do that in real life anyway. So that makes sense. And if we go along this line here, that should fit the shape of this field a little bit easier. So I'm going to do that way. Spin it around here. Yeah. Now, my aim is to get the vast majority of this field. We might go over and roll the headlands at the end again, just to make sure that everything's flowing the right way. But in general, I think we should be fairly good to get things done on here. And yeah, this is going to have a big effect. Why are we rolling this? Mainly because if you go over to here, you can see the effect that this has. So this takes the rolling requirement off this field here. And if we jump out, you can see here we have a 97% yield bonus on here. So we're nearly at full yield bonus. Whereas over here, we've only got a 95%. So it gives us sort of 2-3% yield bonus to do this on here, which doesn't sound like much, but you know, can make a difference. So I'd quite like to make sure that we are getting the most out of our fields we can. And while we've got the time to do it, we might as well do it. We might as well give the little bit of extra TLC to these fields. And make sure they can produce as well as they can going forwards. So yeah, you can see we've got these three trees here are the three I want to remove. So it's this one here, this one here, and this one here. I think we can remove and then bring our field basically straight through where these two fields are, two trees, sorry, are at the moment, and just sort of takes this kink out of this corner here, and makes it easier for us to work this field overall. Because the more I work this field, the more that its odd shape annoys me, to be honest. So, right, we want to come around here. We're going to turn at this point and bring it round and back. And through like that. There we go. And that then means that, yeah, we've got a good set of rolling on here. And the field is going to do a little bit better as a result. Main body of the field is done. And it's just really this headland to finish off. Which should be able to be done fairly easily. And then, yeah, we've got a good level of yield bonus across this whole field. 100% yield bonus actually is pretty good. It shows that we've done pretty much everything we can to this field to make it work. And hopefully we'll get a nice large amount of hay off here if we have a look at the map again, we can see we've got a couple of places that we could just really do with going over. But it's only a minor bit, so I'm actually fairly happy with that. So we'll just take this to the corner here. Come off and fold it up. And when the wheels touch down, yeah, I want to drive forward slowly to help it fold. Like so. And then we can take this back to the yard. And the next thing I want to do is go and hook up and get some water for our greenhouses. So back up here, and our water tank is down here. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to move where the water tanker is. We're doing lots of journeying back and forth to get the water and to come here and grab it and do all that. So what I'm thinking of doing is instead of leaving the water tank here, we'll leave it down at the water tower. It's pretty much the only bit of kit that we use with the water tower. So it makes sense for us to have it in the yard here. And I'm liking the yard at the moment. It's really, really working well. We've got space to expand. I mean, we can put another shed or another area in there, and that will work very well. It fits all of our stuff quite nicely at the moment. Yeah, it works well. So it's good. I'm pleased with it. And we did it for not a huge amount of money either. Now, some people did suggest that I cheat the money back in to recover the cost of our water tower. I'm not going to do that. It's something that is part of the map. It's something that I possibly should have known before I came into it, and then reserved enough money to actually do something about it. So yeah, it's going to be part of the loan that we need to repay. Which brings me on to another point. Somebody suggested that I just get the maximum loan I can and then buy extra land and everything. To be honest, to me that presents us with less of a challenge. I want to borrow as little money as I can. I don't want to suddenly max everything out, get a whole load of machinery and everything. No, we're going to build this farm up. We're only going to borrow enough money to actually get us started and get us moving. Once I'm beyond that, I want to earn the money that we are going to be using and that we're going to be spending. And actually, a prime example of that is getting the money for seeding the sorghum. I don't want to borrow money to seed the sorghum next time. I want to buy that with money that we get off the farm. So yeah, there's that to look forward to and sort. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to try and sell some wood. That's the other reason why I want to cut those trees. Let's just have a quick look at our greenhouse here and see the setup. So yeah, we're running tomatoes, lettuce and strawberries. So far we've got 341 litres of strawberries, 170 litres of tomatoes and 85 litres of lettuce. This bears out what we know about this, the tomato and the strawberry cycle being roughly twice that of the lettuce cycle. Therefore we have half as many lettuce as we have tomatoes, but also the strawberries producing 2 per cycle as well. So they are producing at a greater rate. Producing at twice the speed of the tomatoes. Hence the reason why we have so many more strawberries. So yeah, it's going along well. Some people have suggested that if I went for a single crop, these are split 33% at the moment. I've not seen that. So for example, if I open this up, it tells me and I go here and say I turn tomatoes off. Do the cycles for these go up? No. So it still does as many cycles per month, even if I turn one or the other off. So I'm not sure it does produce more if you're not doing all 3. Interestingly, it's still some experimentation I need to run with the greenhouses. I'm still unsure of how they fully work. So yeah, I think I need to play around a bit and sort of compare 3 single produce ones to one that's producing all 3 and see if I get more out of those singles than I do out of the one producing 3 of them, or all 3 of the greenhouse products. Let's disconnect that. We're going to, as I said, we're going to leave that there. And now we want to get our trailer and we want to get our front loader, because we're going to try and deal with those trees, I think. First, I need to actually test that I can sell the wood. So we're going to go and get our existing logs we've got. We're going to put them on the trailer and head down to the shop. And if they sell, we're going to go and grab ourselves a wood log grab, so that we can load more onto this trailer and do that. I think there's a version out of this trailer that you can add logging sides onto. I might have to look into that. That would be a really useful trailer for us to have on this farm. Now, the logs we've got to sell, we cut a while ago. They were the ones that were on our fields. They are just here hiding in this bush. So we're going to pick them up and put them on here. I've got the new cursor mod on here. It only displays something if there is something for you to interact with, which I really quite like. It also does it with different colors. So you've got green for items you can pick up, or green hand for items you can pick up. I believe it goes to a red hand if you're unable to pick the item up, which is pretty cool. Really nice, quick visual representation of what you can and can't do. And then it does, it's got a couple of other bits and pieces that it highlights as well. But from what I've seen so far, it's a cracking little mod. Really, really makes a difference. We've got the additional field info mod on here as well, which should give me more information, although I've not seen it fully working yet. Do we have another one under there? No, it is just those 4. So let's strap those down. Yeah, this is why it'd be nice to have the logging one, especially if we're going to be using the log grab. It's going to be a little more difficult to load logs with that. I'm expecting the sell point for this wood to be this one over here, if it is going to be one. It seems to take pretty much everything else. If not, we're gonna, it's gonna be a requirement of the sawmill, and that is beyond us today. Yeah, this is, nope, this is not a sell point for wood. Oh, hang on. Yes, it is 215, but that is important because it means that we can come over here and buy ourselves a log grab. And she's run off again. So, yeah, nothing in the used vehicle sales for us today. Front loaders. No, that's front loaders. We want front loader tools. There we go. We want a good little log grab. We've got that one. In fact, yeah, that is the only one we've got. 3,000. Wow. Okay. As we're not looking at doing a huge amount of logging on here, we can rent it for 153, so we're going to lease this. That is not how I wanted to do it, though. 3,000, wow. I was expecting it to be like maybe 400 or 500. 3,000 is a lot more than I expected that to cost. But we should make, well, we'll make back the money we're using to rent this fairly quickly. There we go. And yeah, we should make enough cash to not only do that, but to also buy us some seeds later. So we're probably going to try and get the forks on here on our way back as well. Another mod I picked up today is the one that tells you the repair status for each item depending on what you have selected. So if you look at the bottom right hand corner and the spanner icon, as I go through the different pieces of equipment, it tells me the different repair levels of them, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Gives you a very, very clear indication of how everything is doing and whether you need to get anything repaired or anything like that, which is just absolutely brilliant. Now, I want to get this trailer here, so I've got the easiest setup for it. And I'm hoping that we're not going to need the weight for the back. I mean, we can go back and get it, so it's not awful if I need it. That's interesting. Do they need connecting up? Do we actually have... Oh, they do. There we go. So, yeah, manual attach. We needed to collect up the hydraulics for them. So, let's go over here and jump out. I want to get rid of that. Best bet, I think, is going to be to take this tree out first. It'll give us a little bit more space to maneuver. Well, actually, it won't really, because there'll be the stumps. So, yeah, let's take this one out. So, I'm going to take this... Hopefully not too tall tree. And try and miss my greenhouses. So, like that. I'm taking it away from the field. Yeah. There we go. And then tree branches off. Like so. Clear it off. There we are. Right, with that all cleared off, what I want to do now is sort of take it this way. Oh, look at that. It does tell me, it tells me the overall length. It would be good if it told me the rough length I'm cutting as well. So how much should I cut there? So that's 4.3 meters and that's 20. So another 4 meters would be about here-ish, I think. How do we do? 3.4 meters. Okay, a little bit further. There. .5, so that was a little bit longer. Yeah, trying to judge these is fairly difficult. Right, and then we'll take the end off at about here-ish. And that clears it. Good. So now, we're going to jump back into our tractor. And we're going to try and get these collected up. And moved out the way. And it really is yeah, the question I've got is whether it really is worth removing these other two. I think it's worth removing this one next to us at the moment. The next one is a little bit more debatable. It's getting this kink out of this corner is the real thing we want to sort and get done. Whoa, okay. Yes, we're gonna need the weight. Right, let's go get the weight on this tractor. And then hopefully we're going to be able to get these trees picked up. We've got the weight on the back of the tractor. And we've actually got a fairly good route through the trees there. At the moment, if we wanted to. And sort of another way to get to the field. If I wanted to put a roadway through. Which isn't always that bad an idea. And the weight is enough. It's not a massive weight. But it's it's a big enough weight to give our little tractor here some stability. Although the way I've put the trailer is not the easiest for me to load it up without running on the field at least a bit. I'm alright. There we go. Right, and we want to be very careful and place these on here. And this is what I was talking about earlier. This is not going to be the easiest of ways to do this, simply because the finesse that we have with picking stuff up by hand is not something we have with this piece of kit. There we go. Back round and get the second one picked up. And as I said, I want to look into that logging trailer, I think. I think that would be something very useful for us to have on here. especially as we go further. Looking at the line across here, we can get away with doing this without removing those other 2 trees. We're also in a position where I think trying to fit more than a single tree's worth of wood on here is going to be problematic at best. I think we're going to end up with a situation... Oh, man. That is not quite where I want it. A situation where we'd get... very difficult to get the extra wood on here, so I'm going to limit it to just this single tree at the moment. We'll see how much we earn. If we earn enough to get the seeds, then I'll be happy with that, and we'll go from there. But you can see the fun I'm having at the moment trying to get this stacked on here and just trying to get these in the right place. Because if I don't get it in the right place, it's just not going to be stable enough as we put more on. I think we've got one log, maybe 2 more to go. So I want to... I might have more control if I try and get this side. But I want you to slot that bit there. There we go. Carefully does it. And yeah, stay off my freshly rolled field. Yeah, you can see if we draw a line along the edge there, that would work fairly well. We would, yeah, and there's a tree behind that one, so it doesn't actually help us much to take out those 2 trees. We've still got to cut across at roughly the same place. So I think we're going to leave these 2 larger trees for now. I am intrigued to see if the smaller trees that we've got here grow into larger ones over time. Because obviously the map is dotted around with several smaller trees. I'd like to see if that is something that would happen on here. Or whether the small trees just stay as small trees all the time. Bring that in. And there we go. I do like this this log grab. It works really, really well. And I don't know if it's the improvements to how logs and things handle on here, but yeah, it handles so much better than previous games and the log grabs we had on those. Alright, and then this one. There we go. Right, that's got them all on there. Fairly happy with that. So I am going to hook this up now to the trailer, and we're going to head down the shop. What I'll probably do is drop the... Oh, no. Before we do that, we try and drive off like this, that is just all going to fall off there. There we go. Probably drop the weight, and I don't think we need to drop the log grab off. But I'm going to drop the weight and the log grab off at the farm. We'll pick up the front forks as well, because if we have the money, I want to get some big bags for some seeds, so that we have enough going forwards into the next day. I ended up leaving the weight on the back of the tractor, or bringing it up to the shop, because as I remembered, the big bags tax this little tractor a little bit, so we want to make sure that they can work with this properly. We're going to bring this up to here and get these unloaded. So undo the straps, like so. Right, and sell the wood. There we go, 2,237. That is great. That is going to allow us to get a couple of big bags of seed, which is brilliant. Exactly what I wanted. So let's put this here. I think a couple of big bags should be enough for us to do those 2 fields. A bag of field, yeah, should be enough. Right, so let's head into the shop quickly and do that. Is she going to run away from me again? No, she stayed here this time. Let's see. What have we got in the way of big bags? We've got, yeah, a couple of big bags of seed with 1,000 litres in each. Customize that and give me a couple of those. That should be more than enough for us to do our farm at 1,600. So there we go. Someone did mention last time, why didn't I buy the big bags for the fertilizer, which is very much cheaper, and it was more because I was trying to save money. We didn't need a huge amount of fertilizer, and as a result, it didn't make sense to buy a bigger bag of fertilizer than I needed, even though the cost per 1,000 liters basically was more to buy it that way. It was we didn't use anywhere near the full set. Oh my lord. Yeah, this is why we had the bigger weight on the back, because yeah, this little tractor does not weigh a lot, and 2 sets of big bags weigh an awful lot. Right, let's see if we can raise this really slowly. See, it moves. The thing about this is, as it moves backwards, it pulls the weight back a bit as well. So you actually saw the weight shift towards the back of the tractor as we lifted these just then, and that's the advantage of that. And thankfully, works fairly well with us in doing that. What are those signs down there? I'm really intrigued. I've never really looked at them. Let's just bring this back here. Right, there we go. And we can head... Oh, no. Don't want to lose the seeds. Let's strap those down. Yep. Right, and now we can get these back to our farmyard. Ready for seeding next time. First, though, I am just going to jump out of my tractor and find out what these 2 signs are over here. Cutting this signpost with a chainsaw will permanently remove all the trees from the map. Oh, wow. And cutting this signpost with a chainsaw will permanently remove all the rocks from the... So that's how you remove all the rocks and all the trees. I'm not doing that. I want to work with the trees and the rocks on here. I think it makes for a much more interesting farm for me to have those things in here and to work around them. We'll have a lot more character on our farm with those. So now that we've got this back to the farm, we've got to drop this off in here. I think we'll just, yeah, drop this off at the back here. We'll have to pull the trailer out to get the seeds off, but we've got no other use for the trailer right now, because we only have one other job to do today. So, yeah, let's just drop this back here. And drop that off. Now what I can do is drop my weight off and drop my front loader and forks off. There. Just drop the forks off. We'll bring those in a bit. And drop those off there. Like so. And then we can just go and hook up our last bit. I'm actually going to leave the front loader tool on because I have no space to put it anywhere at the moment. I want this, which is our stump grinder, which is going to be what we use to clean up. There we go. That's a very, very satisfying clunk just then. And again, I'm very tempted to make this an actual road through here, although it kind of does run over a little bit the spawning point for our pallets from the greenhouse. It would be useful to be able to get through to here, although at the moment it's just really useful to get through to this bit on here. So yeah, maybe not. Certainly it's a good little, maybe just a little dirt track through the woodland there would be a good thing to do. Let's turn this on. Actually, going to turn it on. Let's extend it out. Extend it down. I like that. Perfect. Reverse it up. And take out our stump. There we go. Nothing more to do there. This cleans up stumps really quickly. Wow. Turn it off and fold it up. Don't think we hired this, did we? I think we bought this because we just had a few stumps to sort of get rid of early on. But yeah, taking that tree out, I think taking just that tree out is the right way to go with this. Yeah, we're now in a position where we can get that cut or get that ploughed and look to seed that once things are moving forward a little bit more, which should be good. Just going to park this up. Actually, going to drop off our stump grinder here and then park this up because yeah, that is pretty much us done for the day. There's not much more. I can go and actually sit in my little shed and read my book. There we go. Go park our tractor in our shed. Get it nicely under cover in the middle like so. And yeah, we're going to be using our seeder next time to get our other 2 fields seeded, which would be good. Can I close this from here? No. It's open because it's right next to the bags of seeds that we just delivered. But there we go. So I'm going to leave this here for today, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.